right, my name is Victor Ademofe.
My name is Luyanda Matope. That's why I'm the dope one. There's a dope in my surname.
Bright Gain Sagbama.
Hey, my name is Wale Adiemi. I'm a member of Afro4 super band. Afro4 comprises of Nigerians and South Africa. We're from Africa generally, so the band is based on, African sound.
First for the group is the African quintessential band. It is quintessential because you comes in with a high value skill as a musician and human being, and the clear-cut idea is to not just take the music of Africa from the angle of musical enlightenment, but to also bring the essence and the values of our forefather. That in Yoruba they call it Omoluabi, right? So in the different cultures of Africa, they have these values that make people real human beings. So we're bringing the music to project the essence of what African really is, becoming blessing to everyone and putting Africa where it's supposed to be. We don't want Africa to be seen like a place where it's poverty, war, and other stuff. We want to project Africa as the beautiful place that it is, a land of so much opportunities, but using music as the driver.
Well, Afro4 is a combination of super musicians, as I call them, musicians with great ideologies, with a difference, and those who are making an impact in the society, who came together to form a quintessential band to promote African music and also to integrate a lot of distinct sound into one. So that's what Afro4 stands for. It's a band that represents Africa in its entirety, from the north, from the south, from the west, and from the east. It's like bringing everything into one.
I'm here in Nigeria as I'm speaking, because I'm an African child, and we need to project that as African people, we are united. African people are beautiful. African people, we've got all these gifts here in Africa. So it's a big statement already, the unity itself, it reflects who we are. And I pray and hope that others, because we are here to set the bar high also, and for the young generation to see.
Our focus is not Nigeria. Our focus is Africa generally. So when we relate with one another, anywhere we go in Africa, we see ourselves as one. As you can see, we have our amazing brother, Luyanda Madope, incredible human being. He's a South African. So it's to tell you that it's not all South Africans that are the same. Just like we have in Nigeria. Yeah, in every country you will have some people that will behave somehow that people don't like. So it doesn't really mean that you categorically say that, everybody is the same. Oh, this is how Nigerians are. This is how South Africans are. No, it's just maybe just few people that just, react, negatively.
When people talk about jazz, they talk of it like this is very high level music that is primitive. Nigerians cannot listen to it. That's not true. I'll just tell you something. My children listen to jazz music, and his friends, while he was in university, they were all listening to jazz music. The Gen Zs are so much deep into hardcore jazz. So people just carry an idea that fits their narrative, and they run with it. But there are more people listening to jazz music right now in Nigeria than they were 30 years ago. We've played some of the biggest jazz festivals in Europe. We've played in different places. Because what this group brings is it's something unique. It's a sound that is called the Afro4 sound. You listen to it, you're captured. And everywhere we've gone, in fact, there's a journalist in Czech Republic when we played there that gave a write-up that really showed what we're doing. The sound of bringing, you hear everything in the sound. No matter the culture you're from, no matter the region, the continent you're from, once you hear the music of Afro4, it sucks you in.
The influence is there already. Few years that we've been together, Afro4 has been able to influence the younger generation because they always look forward to what is going to happen next, from Afro4. So the future is great. The future is glorious.
It's a blessed future. So what we'll see in the future is, in one hand, bringing healing to the nation using music. In another hand, projecting Africa as not just a cradle of civilization, but presently a beautiful place.
Jazz is from Africa. Jazz is African music. The history of jazz itself, how, people left Africa, there's jazz there, and that's a big debate, that we can address. But jazz is African music.
First and foremost, I think this is the fastest rising band. A band that does not have an album that's already doing showcase, playing internationally, and getting acceptance and validity from stakeholders in Europe and across Africa and Europe, America. So there's a lot of progress that has happened to the band in less than 3 years. We have about 2 albums. We've played all over Africa. Talking about 30 years, it means that the whole of Africa would have been conquered by our sound. So we would become so global. We'll become a household name.
It's a beautiful story of great musicians around Africa. I so happen to be from South Africa, but I'm an African kid, so it's a big vision. It's not an easy vision to carry, but Afro4 is carrying that vision, and it's too big.
And with 4 of us, this is just the beginning. It's called Afro4. Afro4 is going to, by the grace of God, have extensions. We'll have collaborations with other African musicians who are in these other zones that I have not talked about. And by so doing, we'll just keep spreading and have Africa as an umbrella where we can also unite and then impact the world on a larger scale.
Yeah, we've had amazing progress working together as a group. We've performed internationally in some countries like Germany, Spain, South Africa, and Ghana. So it's been very inspiring working with my friends on this group.
When the idealists came together, Geoffrey Kwale and Bright Game started the Afro DC label. So the thought behind getting the band is to get a Pan-African band. All right? Now, in all our analysis looking at how we're going to do it, we came up with just a 4-member band as a core. But the essence of it is Pan-African, to unite Africa using music. So though we're 3 Nigerians and 1 South Africa, these 4 members represent the rest of Africa. And I did hear when you interviewed Victor, there's going to be a lot of collaboration. So this is uniting Africa. All the different primitive local politics that are happening in different places in Africa, those are just distractions from the real essence of Africa. So this is, once you hear Afro4, just think of a united Africa. Afro4, united Africa. Whether you're Nigerian, you're South Africa, you're from Ghana, you're from Morocco, once you're African, we'll represent you.
My name is Geoffrey Kwale. My role is a founding member of the Afro4 music label, which is the label that under which the Afro4 band performs. So, one of the label executives and the executive producer of the group. The individual players themselves are producers, but it's not unusual for great music ensembles to have executive producers who add other elements into how the sound comes out. What is my motive in being part of this relationship, whether it be as a label owner or in some measure managing them along with my partner and so forth? The reality is that we see each other as, first of all, friends and brothers. And so we don't see ourselves as one there is an overlord somewhere who has to manage wayward people. No, we don't see it like that, not in that type of extreme, because we're all thinking together. We're all thinking, we have a destination in mind, and so we're all heading towards that destination. And thank God that God has been kind to us, because there's a spiritual mindset that controls the band, that keeps all what I will call the negative stuff out of the way. Even if they do exist, we find a way to work through it. And so, little challenges here or there, but I think, like everything else, with the right communication and objectivity, things get worked out.